So my name is Julia Novikov. I'm currently a C-L Fellow in Northwell, Long Island Jewish. I am a fellow on the Women's Behavioral Mental Health Care track. What drew me initially to C-L Psychiatry was a number of things. Mostly it was me not feeling like it was really work. So second year we did a lot of consults, and I really liked the investigative work. I really like the variety. You never know what you're going to be called for. And it just did not feel like work to me. It felt like a really fun day, and by the time I checked my watch, it was 5 o'clock already. So that was it. So I decided to do a CL fellowship towards the end of my third year when people were trying to figure out, and my co-residents were trying to figure out the moves to the fourth year and where to do residency. The choices are omnipresent. Do you delay, do you have instant gratification, or do you delay it by a year to change the overall long-term trajectory of your career? And that to me seemed like a more viable option for where I wanted to be in my life. So that was a tough one. What made me choose a CL fellowship over another fellowship was, again, where I wanted to be for my career. My personal interest was always reproductive psychiatry. So when I looked at reproductive psychiatry fellowships, the perinatal psychiatry fellowships, I felt like they didn't offer anything for people that didn't want to stay necessarily in the academic field. It was very limiting. You also didn't get a board certification. And if I'm passing up an X amount of money for the next year, I want to make sure that I set myself better up for the future. So it was more of a long-term plan. I was able to find something that did both, that did consultation liaison and the perinatal track. So I feel like I won the lottery. So my CL fellowship year is going great. It has been an adjustment where I'm adjusting to a new hospital system, new EMR system, new team members, but it's been great. I do have perinatal clinic about 1.5 times a week. So a day and a half I'm there, and then the rest of the time on inpatient C-L psychiatry. I like the variety of it. I like the fact that I also have my perinatal patients in the continuity clinic. And it's overall it's very different, but I really like it. So the CL year has been a little bit different. I think when you're starting, the only reference you have is residency. So you feel like you're going to be the intern, you feel like you're going to be not knowing anything, that you're, the most junior member of the team. But I think having trust in those 4 years that you've had of training and having confidence in yourself in those 4 years of training goes a long way. And again, there's an adjustment period to everything, but I think overall it's great. What makes C-L Psychiatry unique? What doesn't? I think it's great. I love the fact that, I come in at 8 in the morning and I can see, I never know what I'm going to get. I can do alcohol detox, I can do NMDA encephalitis, I can do postpartum psychosis and a screen for depression, and it's not even lunchtime. I like the variety of it. I like the ever-changing concepts, and I like the fact that you need to know what is happening with the patient 360. You need to have a good understanding of surgical skills, medical skills. You never clinically vegetate, and then within all that, you find a niche for yourself. The first few months of fellowship were a little challenging. Again, it's the new EMR system, the new team members, new patients. I think, demographics in every hospital system, in the 4 years you kind of get used to, a certain type of population, and then you have to change it. But I think being challenged and being pushed out of your comfort zone is exactly where we grow. So what's unique about the fellowship that I'm in is that we have a women's behavioral healthcare track. I think this is the first year that they've started doing this, the Lucky Pioneer Fellow. 1/3 of my time for the year is dedicated to a perinatal clinic. And the clinic is preconception, pregnancy, and 1 year postpartum. So you get to manage breastfeeding, pregnancy, and preconception patients on a continuity basis. So you see them throughout that whole cycle. We're trying to get a collaborative care model in the OB community, which I think is pretty unique, because when I did my residency, I've noticed that there's a deficiency in care for pregnant patients in general. A lot of providers don't really want to touch it, or they do, the trusted thing. So doing research, and especially with the removal of the FDA, the safety profile for the pregnancies, I think that opens up a whole new field, and I think C-L is under that umbrella.